So the final section is about professional support. So what do we mean by that?
So when we talk about professional support, we very much mean the various kind of mental health services that a person might be working with or could potentially reach out to when they need that help and support. And it's really useful when we are filling out our safety plan to include these services within the document itself, because they need to complement the various care that we might already be receiving. We might be working with somebody from the mental health team, we might be getting support from another charity or service within our community, and we need to make sure that all that's included so that there's no duplication and that everybody is aware that we are safety planning and that we've got those different avenues to turn to when we need that help and support.
So what about if I'm not involved with any other professionals?
Well, that's okay. Some of us might be safety planning and we might not be working with any mental health specialists, and that's all right. But what we would certainly advise is if that you need a little bit more extra help for you in regards to your mental health or your thoughts of suicide, is reach out to those services and get the help as and when you need it as well.
I'm still in contact with the mental health service team at Valley View in Whitehaven. So there's the duty worker there. And support. There's a lot of different avenues for support on the professional side. It can be quite difficult finding it and getting in at first, but it is there. GPs, there are counselling groups, therapy, places like Together We. There are organisations like yourself, Every Life Matters, Mind Samaritans, all of those kind of organisations and people.
So one of the things that I did was I phoned the Samaritans, and I was put onto the Samaritans VIP list where if their volunteers were able to do so, then they would phone me at a set time every evening over a 2-week period. So it was 8 o'clock in the evening that they would phone me just to check that I was still alive and available and around. And that's not something that they could offer to everybody, but they do in certain circumstances. So I knew I could always phone the Samaritans. So that was one of my solutions, one of my options.
So obviously Andy's Man Club come to Barrow, which is suicide prevention, which is just, it's been absolutely brilliant. I started doing this myself around about September, October, travelling to Workington to become a facilitator, but then I didn't realise how much I needed the group, whereas the group needed me. So we've opened a spot in Barrow now and we're doing really well, and the groups are absolutely amazing, and it's just helping others so much, helping men for suicide. It's just, I can't thank them enough.
What about my GP? Should I tell them that I've got a safety plan?
Yeah, absolutely. We always encourage people to go and have a conversation with their GP when it comes to their mental health, especially when it comes to suicide, and share with the GP as well that you are currently safety planning at the moment to try and keep yourself safe from those thoughts. The GPs act as a bit of a gateway for various mental health services within the area. So, and it might also be that you've got various other conditions that you need help and support with. So definitely talk to them about your thoughts of suicide and about your safety plan as well. We always encourage people to make sure they've got the universal crisis line numbers on their safety plan as well as part of professional support. Because when we talk about distractions and we talk about reaching out for that help and support, those universal crisis lines are going to be a place that we can turn to speak to a mental health professional when we are in that absolute crisis. So get those numbers onto your safety plan. They're on our website, so they're easy to find on there. So get those jotted down and make sure that they are part of your steps to keeping yourself safe.
I think it's a good idea for whoever's treating the person to get to understand where they're coming from, to be aware of what that person's triggers are, what the person's signs that the mood is beginning to drop, and to have that understanding between practitioner and client is a vital thing, definitely.
The support that I needed wasn't picked up because I didn't share my risks and my suicide plan. So now it's so important to say, I am thinking about killing myself, I'm thinking about suicide. Get it out straight away before you tell them anything else.
So there's a lot of professional services out there. So it's all about finding out which one works for you, because everybody's different. One service might work for one, whereas another service might work for another. It's just all about like being open-minded, and going in there being honest. Open and honest is the main thing. And just like you say, it's just you've got your mind in furnace, you've got your recovery steps. You've got is it Unity or Unite? There's all different ones on the market. It's just like you say, it's just finding the right one that's best for you.
Yes, my GP surgery was actually really excellent. I was never somebody who often went to the GP. I wasn't often ill. I hardly ever went. A friend of mine, well, she became a friend of mine. She wasn't somebody I knew particularly well at the time, but she said, right, I think you need to go and see the GP. And she came round to my house and she took me to the GP surgery and she asked for an emergency appointment and she sat in with me. And I could barely speak and articulate what had happened, but they definitely got the idea, and they were very helpful. The GP surgery told me that that particular surgery operated a mental health support system where for somebody who is feeling suicidal and is already on their books and so on, you can contact them and they can give an appointment on the same day. And I used that service on several occasions to help, and they were always really supportive and understanding,